Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take, well, a whole stack of sources, lots of research, fascinating notes, and basically turn it all into your shortcut to being genuinely clued in.
That's the goal.
And today, we are diving deep into the world, the really vibrant, multifaceted world of an artist who's captivated audiences everywhere. We're talking about Sofia Carson. What makes her journey so compelling, I think, is that we're not just looking at, a celebrity face. We're trying to peel back the layers. She's an artist, an advocate, actually a real force for positive change. Her path is just full of these surprising turns and real dedication.
It really is. And what's so fascinating about her story, her narrative, is how it just weaves together all these different talents and influences. It forms this cohesive, really inspiring story of continuous growth. You really see it unfolding. So our sources for this deep dive, they give us a pretty comprehensive profile. It covers, everything from her early life, those deep cultural roots, right up to career milestones, her philanthropy, which is extensive, and even what she's looking at for the future.
Right.
So the goal today is to get beyond the surface level stuff, pull out the key insights into her unique journey, and really try to understand why she resonates so deeply. It's this mix of skill and real humanity, I think.
Exactly. That's our mission.
Yeah.
Go beyond the headlines, understand the trajectory, her artistic and personal evolution, her dedication to craft, her commitment to impact. It's genuinely inspiring stuff.
It is.
So as we dive in, what are those foundational elements? What shaped her? And, what can we as listeners maybe learn from her journey?
Good questions. Where do we start?
Let's kick things off right at the beginning. Sofia's origins. So she was born Sofia Carson, April 10th, 1993, down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But here's a detail I found really interesting. It sort of grounds her immediately in her heritage, her stage name, Carson, that actually honors her mother's maiden name.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know the specifics.
Yeah. It's a direct tribute to her family's legacy, her heritage. It's like she carries a piece of her family onto every stage,
That's really telling, isn't it? Right away, it signals how important that family background was, right, to her core identity. And her home life, it was genuinely unique, shaped by her parents' creative careers.
Right. Tell us about that.
Well, her mother, Laura Carson, she was an accomplished singer herself, loved classic ballads, Latin American music, especially those traditional Colombian folk songs. And her father, Jose F. Dacaret, he was a highly respected sound engineer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, worked behind the scenes a lot, recording studios, live shows. So imagine growing up where, talk about like tone, pitch, rhythm, vocal resonance, even the technical side of sound production. That was just normal dinner table conversation.
That's incredible.
It really created this environment where music and creativity weren't just hobbies. They were like woven into the fabric of their home, like a second language almost. It shaped her interests right from the start, from infancy, really.
That sounds like the perfect incubator for an aspiring artist.
Yep.
A living music academy in her own house.
It kind of was. And the stories from her childhood, they paint this really vivid picture. Warmth, energy, constant artistic buzz, family gatherings. They often turned into these intimate concerts.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, relatives, her mother especially, singing traditional Colombian folk songs, sharing old family stories, celebrating cultural holidays like Dia de los Muertos, Carnaval de Barranquilla. Always with performances.
But it wasn't just fun, it was educational too.
Exactly. Immersive lessons in how music connects generations, expresses identity, carries history. Sofia, growing up with her younger sister, was apparently super expressive, always curious, often just singing or dancing around the house.
I can picture it.
She talks about standing on a makeshift stage in the living room, maybe a stool or something, aged 5, just belting out songs for her family.
That's adorable.
And her parents, they saw that spark, that flair, and they nurtured it. Got her into classical voice training by age 7. And this early discipline training, it was absolutely crucial.
Why crucial?
Because unlike maybe some young pop singers who rely more on raw talent, this gave her incredible breath control, vocal agility, a refined technique. It became the bedrock of her vocal skills, allowed her to tackle different genres later.
That makes sense. A really solid foundation. So her artistic spark was lit early, and that formal training gave her a definite edge. What about her actual schooling? Did that play a role too?
Oh, absolutely. Her formal education seems just as important in fostering both, the academic side and her artistic growth. She started at St. Hugh's School in Coconut Grove, private Catholic place, balanced rigorous academics with artistic stuff. And Sofia wasn't just a student, she was in it. Christmas pageants, not just singing, but helping with set design, choreography, getting hands-on really early.
So she was learning the whole production side, too.
Yeah, exactly. It sparked her passion for the collaborative side of storytelling, building the whole world, not just performing in it.
And then she moved on.
Yes, to Carrollton School of the Sacred Heart in Miami, an all-girls Catholic school, big emphasis on leadership and community service. And that environment, it was like fertile ground for her talents.
How so?
Well, she got really involved. Student council, arts committees. She even spearheaded things like multicultural fairs and charity fundraisers.
Wow, busy kid.
Right. Celebrating diversity, encouraging community service. It showed her charisma, her empathy, but it also really shaped her values around social responsibility, cross-cultural understanding. That stuff started early.
And was there a standout moment there, artistically?
Definitely. Landing the lead role, Maria, in their production of West Side Story, that was huge.
Oh, big role.
Massive. And it wasn't just singing, it was deeply emotional, physically demanding. It taught her about the power, but also the responsibility of performance. Conveying deep human stuff, cultural complexities through art. It was like a masterclass in empathy, really.
That's fascinating. So beyond the classroom, her bilingual upbringing must have been a massive advantage, right? It's more than just language, it's culture.
Oh, absolutely. Profound advantage. And you're right, it's way beyond just translation. She grew up fluent in Spanish, mostly spoken at home, keeping that connection to her Colombian heritage, her extended family.
And English, obviously, for school and everything else.
Right, and she also developed an interest in French, which she actually pursued later at university. But this fluency, this linguistic flexibility, it became such a key asset.
How did that play out professionally?
Well, it lets her bridge cultural divides so easily, connect with global audiences with this authenticity few people have. She weaves between languages in her music, her interviews. Sometimes Spanish phrases pop up or Latin rhythms. It makes her incredibly relatable to a diverse fan base who see their own bicultural experience reflected in her. It's not just a skill, it's part of her artistic DNA.
That ability to connect across cultures.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a superpower in today's global entertainment world.
It really is.
And she managed to transition that into higher education, balancing tough studies with what was becoming, well, a pretty demanding early career. Tell us about UCLA.
Yeah, her UCLA experience is interesting. Majored in communications, minored in French. That communications major, you can see how that gave her invaluable tools. Managing her public image thoughtfully, understanding media, engaging strategically with different audiences.
Makes perfect sense. And the French.
Well, maybe less obvious in her day-to-day career now, but it shows that deep interest in language, literature, cross-cultural stuff broadened her horizons, added to her global appeal.
And she wasn't just hitting the books, right? She was involved outside class, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Active in cultural clubs like the Latino Student Association. She helped organize awareness campaigns around immigration rights, educational equity, showing that early commitment to social justice again.
Still honing her craft, too.
Absolutely. Campus performing arts workshops, exploring different techniques, always pushing herself. And she's talked about it managing full-time college and this budding career. Incredibly challenging, but rewarding.
I bet.
It required serious discipline, crazy hours, dedication, skills that definitely served her well later navigating those relentless professional schedules. She was mastering time management long before she was famous.
So connecting all these dots,
Mm-hmm.
that strong education, the rich cultural background, it didn't just lay the groundwork for her multifaceted career, did it?
No, it did more. It equipped her with intellectual curiosity, artistic passion, and crucially, I think, the resilience you absolutely need for the entertainment industry. She was sort of built for it, layer by layer, experience by experience, getting ready for that global stage.
Okay, let's shift gears now to what many see as the defining moment early on, her big break with Disney. It kicked off in 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that notoriously competitive casting for Disney Channel's Descendants. That was the launch pad.
Huge launch pad. And yeah, the process was incredibly intense, fiercely competitive casting, hundreds, literally hundreds of young actors going for those few lead roles.
Oh, no.
Sophia auditioned multiple times, kept coming back, showcasing not just her singing and acting, but this unique charm, this magnetism. Her agent at the time actually used that word, magnetic.
Really?
Yeah, said she had this rare ability to balance a really strong, confident presence with genuine vulnerability. And that blend, that strength and relatability, made her perfect for Evie, the evil queen's daughter.
Finding the human in the villain's daughter.
Exactly. And landing that role, it wasn't just a job. Sophia's talked about it being this profound validation. Years of hard work, discipline, sacrifice.
Yeah.
It all sort of clicked into place in that moment.
And once she got the part, she really made Evie her own, didn't she? It wasn't just lines on a page.
Yeah.
How did she shape that character?
She really did dive in. Evie was fascinating on paper, right? Daughter of the evil queen, so you've got that classic villainy background, but mixed with modern complexity. Sassy, super fashion forward, but also relatable in her insecurities, wanting to belong, wanting to be good.
A lot to play with.
Definitely. Sophia worked really closely with the writers, the directors, did character workshops. She wanted to give Evie layers. She actually pushed for Evie to have moments of, like, clumsiness or self-doubt, not just be all confident. Made her more human, more endearing.
And her heritage played a role, too.
Yeah, subtly. Her Colombian roots influenced Evie's style, her spirit. Brought a bit of a Latin flair to costumes, music, attitude. She actively collaborated with the costume designers, incorporating bold colors, patterns, edgy accessories. That helped make Evie a total fashion icon for young fans, setting trends.
And the music side. Her training must have helped there.
Oh, big time. That classical training just shone through in the musical numbers. Songs like Rotten to the Core, they perfectly showcased her vocal agility, her precision. She could convey Evie's mischievous but charismatic side with this distinct vocal quality, both playful and powerful.
And that song was huge.
Massive. Instant fan favorite, streamed like crazy. It really propelled Descendants into becoming this cultural phenomenon, way beyond just a TV movie.
The impact of that whole franchise was just enormous, wasn't it? It became a global thing.
Absolutely enormous. It wasn't just movies. It exploded into this huge global brand. Merchandise, dolls, clothes, everything. Spin-off series, sold-out arena tours.
Wow, tours too.
Yep, live concert tours. And Sophia, as Evie, was central to all that success. Earned her this incredibly dedicated fan base across generations, across countries.
And that visibility led to bigger stages.
Naturally. Performances at high-profile events, radio Disney Music Awards, Teen Choice Awards. That boosted her confidence as a live performer, obviously, but also let her connect directly with a wider audience, cemented her as a real star.
And she seemed to take the role model aspect seriously, too.
Very seriously. She embraced that responsibility that came with fame, became a vocal advocate for self-confidence, kindness, individuality themes that mirrored Evie's own journey of self-acceptance. And she was consistent about it in public. That positive message resonated deeply with young fans. They saw her as authentic, an inspiration, not just a character.
With all that sudden fame, the pressure, the scrutiny, what were the big lessons she learned about navigating that whole crazy entertainment world? Must have been intense.
She's been pretty open about it, talked about the immense pressures, trying to keep some privacy, managing the constant public scrutiny from fans and critics, finding that balance between artistic integrity and, the commercial demands of a big studio.
That's a tough tightrope to walk.
Definitely. Learning to meet high fan expectations while staying true to herself. And what's interesting is how she navigated it. She defined staying true not as being rigid, but as engaging with her audience on shared values, turning fan expectations into a way to connect deeper, not just pressure.
Smart approach. Did she have support?
Crucial support. Her family, incredibly supportive. Trusted mentors keeping her grounded, reminding her of her roots. And those bonds with her Descendants co-stars, Dove Cameron Boyce, she called them, her surrogate family. That was vital in the often isolating world of showbiz.
That makes sense.
Plus, the whole Descendants experience just instilled incredible professionalism, adapting to relentless filming schedules, global promo tours, endless interviews. It built discipline, a work ethic that's clearly served her well ever since.
And it seems even then, while Descendants was huge, she was already thinking ahead, looking to expand beyond Disney, not just riding the wave.
Not at all. Right from the start, even deep in that Disney success, she understood how important versatility is for a long career. That foresight pushed her to actively look for diverse genres, different musical styles, projects outside that familiar sphere.
Taking creative control, too.
Yeah, she started getting into songwriting. Writing, co-writing, channeling personal experiences, emotions into her music. That was vital for developing her own artistic identity, a sound separate from Evie.
Looking beyond the spotlight as well.
Definitely. She got interested in the behind-the-scenes stuff, choreography, costume design, music production, always learning every aspect of the business. That contributed to her reputation as multi-talented, savvy.
And using social media strategically.
Very strategically, not just for promotion, for authentic engagement. building a community around being honest, compassionate about things like mental health, body positivity. That really resonated and set her apart.
That leads us perfectly into her evolution beyond Disney, especially in music. How did she manage to carve out her own unique sound after being so strongly identified with Evie?
Well, it was a remarkably smooth and I think deliberate transition. Showed she really understood branding and artistry. Her debut single, Love is the Name, back in 2016, it immediately presented a more mature, kind of sultry vocal style, a distinct dance pop feel.
Right, I remember that word.
Yeah, it had these vibrant Caribbean beats, hints of meringue, cumbia, really catchy hooks.
Mhm.
It did exceptionally well, showed she could cross genres, reach a wider audience beyond the Disney crowd, proved she had a mainstream sound.
And her music since then has been pretty varied, right?
Incredibly versatile. It goes from upbeat dance tracks like Back to Beautiful, which also had that positive self-acceptance message, to really emotional ballads like Come Back Home or I Love You. Those showcase her vulnerability.
She seems good at blending catchy tunes with real feelings.
She has a real knack for it, blending heartfelt, often introspective lyrics with melodies that just stick in your head. She can evoke strong emotions but also make you want to move. That's a pretty rare combination.
And Come Back Home felt like a significant step, didn't it?
Yeah,
Artistically deeper, maybe.
it absolutely did. That one's a real highlight. Showcases her lyrical depth, themes of self-reflection, resilience, that universal search for inner peace. It connects on a really personal level.
The video was quite striking too, wasn't it?
Very striking. Praised for its cinematic quality, emotional storytelling. Not just her singing, it had this non-linear narrative, used color symbolically, this recurring image of a weathered suitcase representing her journey, visually showing that internal search for belonging. Really thoughtful.
And she collaborates quite widely.
Yeah, spanned lots of producers, artists from different backgrounds, shows she's open to innovation, always growing. And crucially, she often brings in her Colombian roots, weaving in subtle Latin influences, instrumentation, rhythms into her pop sound, gives it this fresh, vibrant international flavor that really stands out.
Her authenticity and voice have definitely earned her acclaim and a loyal fan base.
For sure. She's performed at major venues, festivals all over, captivates live audiences with this dynamic stage presence, this genuine connection. Her performance at the 2019 Latin Grammy Foundation event, that was a big milestone, showed her rising status in the Latin music world, her commitment to her heritage.
And her live shows are apparently quite something.
Oh yeah, she puts serious effort in, meticulously combines intricate choreography. You see her dance training, the ballet, the hip-hop with storytelling, creates these really immersive experiences. She's known for just being incredibly engaging on stage, connecting intimately, making even big venues feel personal, like she's talking right to you.
So moving beyond music, she's also deliberately diversified her acting, getting away from just being Evie. That's really interesting, seeing how she proved her range in other genres.
It was a very strategic and very successful pivot, showed her ambition as a serious actress. The big one, obviously, was the Netflix drama Purple Hearts in 2022.
Huge hit.
Massive. Critical acclaim and huge commercial success. Millions watched it globally. And her performance. Widely praised for its emotional depth, vulnerability, strength, playing a complex character dealing with love, sacrifice, chronic illness.
She really delivered in that.
Critics pointed to specific moments like this raw emotional breakdown scene about medical debt as proof of her maturity as an actor. And the soundtrack heavily featured her vocals on original songs too, right? So it just reinforced her multi-talented status, seamlessly blending acting and singing.
What else has she done beyond that?
Well, she was in Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionist. That was a more dramatic, morally ambiguous role than her earlier stuff. Showed she could handle darker, more complex material.
Right, showing versatility.
Exactly. And she's done voice work, too, for animation like My Little Pony, A New Generation. Shows her adaptability across formats, expands her reach even more.
So it seems she's actively seeking out roles that push her.
Absolutely. Her portfolio shows this dedication to evolving, seeking challenges, roles that showcase new sides of her talent, not just coasting. She said she wants to explore thrillers, comedy, emphasizes her love for storytelling in all forms. Each genre is just a different way to tell a story.
And how does she approach these roles? What's her process like?
Meticulous preparation, from what we gather. Deep research. For Purple Hearts, she researched military families, people living with type 1 diabetes, went beyond the script to really understand the lived experience.
The commitment shows.
And she emphasizes collaboration. Working closely with directors, co-stars to bring authenticity, nuance, wants it to feel real, resonate deeply.
Okay, this brings us to another really fascinating side of Sofia Carson, her deep commitment to social causes. It's inspiring how she uses her platform for actual impact, turning celebrity into a force for good.
It really feels like a core part of who she is, doesn't it? Incredibly authentic. She's deeply committed to philanthropy, various social causes, supports organizations focused on education, health, empowerment, environmental sustainability.
A broad range, but seems focused on upliftment.
Yeah, particularly youth empowerment, creating opportunities for underrepresented communities. She's partnered with big global players like UNICEF.
Hmm?
She's a goodwill ambassador in the WE movement. Uses her huge platform to amplify issues like mental health awareness, body positivity, equality.
And she speaks out quite often.
Frequently, interviews, public appearances, powerful social media campaigns. She makes sure her voice is heard on things that matter to her. And she often shares personal stuff to make it more relatable, like talking about her own struggles with anxiety. That normalizes the conversation for her young audience, which is huge.
It feels very genuine, like it's not just PR.
Exactly. Her personal commitment to kindness, inclusivity, it comes through in how she interacts with fans, the wider community, encourages authenticity, mutual support, fosters this warmth that's not typical.
And she gets involved hands-on, too.
Yeah, participates in charity concerts, campaigns, efforts to provide clean water, education resources in underserved areas globally, like with UNICEF's Water for All, helping fund wells, sanitation projects, and she volunteers her time mentoring young artists, doing educational workshops to empower youth through creative expression. She's not just a face, she's actively involved.
Let's switch gears slightly and talk about her style, her personal style and public image. She gets a lot of attention for her fashion sense. She's become a bit of a style icon.
She definitely has. Known for this elegant, contemporary fashion sense. It's as carefully put together as her performances, I think. Red carpets, award shows, even casual stuff. She consistently blends classic shapes with bold, trend-forward pieces.
She has a distinct look.
Very distinct. An eye for outfits that highlight her personality but always stay polished, sophisticated. Earned her features in Vogue, Harper's Bazaar. Considered a real style icon.
What defines her style, would you say?
Often bright, confident colors, dramatic statement accessories, a mix of modern and vintage-inspired looks. Always interesting, impactful. She often goes for designers who do sort of sculptural, architectural pieces too, which gives her look an artistic edge.
It seems like her fashion choices connect back to her values as well, not just aesthetics.
Absolutely. It's not just about looking good. She actively supports sustainable fashion, tries to collaborate with designers, prioritizing ethical production, pushing for a more responsible industry. That adds another layer to her fashion choices, makes her a leader in conscious consumerism too.
And her offstage persona.
Remarkably approachable, genuine, shares personal stories, behind-the-scenes stuff on social media. Fans love that intimacy, her transparency, her warmth that's built this incredibly loyal fan base. They value her talent, sure, but also her authenticity, her grounded attitude despite everything.
Speaking of those personal insights, let's dig into some fun facts. They add more texture, right?
Yeah.
Show her well-rounded nature, how it all feeds into that authenticity.
Yeah, there are some cool, surprising details. Like, before entertainment really took off, she actually planned to pursue law.
Really? Law?
Yep. Even interned briefly at a law firm. Driven by this desire to advocate for others, you can see how that passion later shifted into her philanthropy.
Yeah.
Speaks to her analytical side, her commitment to justice.
Interesting connection. What else?
Well, the bilingualism we talked about, culturally adept in Spanish and English, weaving them into her work. The stage name Carson being that tribute to her mom's maiden name. Beyond performing, she's passionate about painting and art as a therapeutic outlet.
Oh, I didn't know she painted.
Yeah, uses it to decompress, express herself visually, often explores identity, emotion in her abstract work, apparently. She's also a huge animal lover, advocates for animal rights. Her dog, Charlie, is all over her social media.
Fans probably love that.
Totally. She actively promotes sustainability, trained in dance ballet, hip-hop, which you see on stage, enjoys cooking, shares Colombian recipes like her family's ajiaco soup, connects with fans through food, too.
So many layers.
Right. Supports girls' education globally. Always credits her family support. Stays close with her Descendants co-stars. And she's even interested in fashion design, maybe launching her own sustainable line someday. Loves travel, celebrating cultures. It all paints a picture of someone incredibly engaged with the world.
It really is incredible how all these personal bits, Family, hobbies, interests, early plans show how well-rounded she is, and it all feeds that public authenticity. She brings her whole self to it.
Exactly.
So with all this incredible work across music, acting, advocacy, what does it mean in terms of recognition? What impact has she made, and how's the industry acknowledged her?
The recognition is pretty significant, spans both acting and music. For Descendants, loads of nominations, Teen Choice, Kids' Choice Awards, shows that massive connection with young audiences.
And music.
Recognized at places like the Latin American Music Awards, other events celebrating emerging talent, shows her growing influence in the Latin music world. Critics, fans consistently praise her voice, stage presence, authenticity. They often point out her commitment to craft over just chasing trends.
What about the industry insiders? What's their take?
They often highlight her professionalism, meticulous preparation, that incredible work ethic, see those as keys to her long-term success in a tough business. And beyond awards, she gets invited to be a guest judge, a mentor on competition shows like American Idol, The Voice Kids.
That says a lot about her standing.
It does. It shows her expertise, but also her generosity in nurturing new talent, sharing her own journey to help others. It's a powerful testament to the respect she commands.
So looking ahead, what is next for her? This is where it gets exciting, thinking about her future projects, her ambitions.
She is definitely not slowing down. Seems to be accelerating, actually, into new creative areas. Working on new music projects right now, exploring fresh sounds, apparently more personal themes, hints of more experimental production, maybe even more autobiographical lyrics. We'll see.
And acting.
Actively pursuing roles that challenge her. Potential film, TV projects in new genres, maybe that thriller or period drama she's mentioned. Looking for diverse, complex characters.
Still juggling both.
Absolutely committed to balancing music and acting. It's a tricky act, but she handles it with grace, strategic focus, and all the while still using her platform for advocacy. Those causes are clearly core to her, keeps her career grounded in purpose beyond just entertainment.
And her long-term goals seem bigger than just performing.
They really do. She's expressed a strong desire to write, to produce, wants to create stories that inspire, uplift. That points to a bigger vision for storytelling, going behind the camera, behind the mic.
Shaping the narrative yourself.
Exactly. Developing projects, maybe bringing diverse voices, underrepresented stories forward, perhaps rooted in her own bicultural experience. And she's exploring entrepreneurship too, fashion, wellness. It aligns with her style, her advocacy, with that fan base, acclaim, evolving portfolio. Her future looks incredibly bright, building a real multifaceted empire.
Indeed. It leaves us with a question for you, our listener. With such a diverse skill set, that strong ethical compass, a clear vision for impact, what kind of legacy do you think Sofia Carson will ultimately build? Not just in entertainment, but in the wider cultural landscape.
It's a great question to ponder.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the truly incredible journey of Sofia Carson today. We've touched on so much: her vibrant Colombian roots, her education, that Disney breakout, her evolution as an artist and actress, her unwavering philanthropy, her unique style, and those inspiring future plans.
Sofia Carson really is a compelling example, isn't she? How passion, discipline, and that deep commitment to authenticity can lead not just to multifaceted success, but maybe more importantly, to positive global influence. She's an artist who walks the talk, uses her voice for real change.
Well said. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating deep dive. We hope you'll reflect on Sofia Carson's story, maybe check out more of her work, or even look into some of the important causes she champions. Until next time, keep digging deeper.